What is your name?
Nancy Galetti.
What is your degree?
I have a bachelor's degree in social work.
Where did you get your degree and where from?
I got my degree from Missouri State University in 2006.
Discuss what type of social work positions you have had since obtaining your degree.
Well, I have worked at Ozarks Medical Center in the behavior health care clinic, working with severely disabled adults and children. And also, currently, I'm working with the Kitchen Inc., and I assist people with housing who have been homeless, chronically disabled, and they're looking for stable housing.
What does a day look like in your world right now?
It's pretty exciting because you never know what to expect on a daily basis. Today I'm dealing with just providing some activities for the folks in the McLaren Villas community. Most of the folks here, it's a 36-unit apartment complex. They're disabled, they have limited income, and they have little means to get out and socialize or to really, look forward to their next day. So I am pleased to announce that I have a lot of activities planned for them that they enjoy month to month.
How do clients get referred to you, if that's appropriate to ask?
How do what?
Clients get referred to you?
Actually through One Door. People go through One Door and they get an assessment. They have to be chronically homeless to qualify for services, and then they are referred to the kitchen, and the kitchen refers them to our various programs. We have a veterans program, we have a rapid rehousing program, we have a Shelter Plus program, which is permanent housing, and we have emergency shelter. So depending on the kind of need they have, and my clients are pretty, they've been with me actually through the 6 years I've been with the kitchen, and I've seen them come from the streets, literally homeless, having many needs. They didn't have any income, they had no health care, they had no family, no supports, and many of them could have died on the streets. But they've gone from that position into transitional housing to, I got them in Shelter Plus, which is permanent, and now they're housed at Beacon Village. That's another community that the kitchen has. So I have a caseload over there of 8 persons, as well as the 36 unit here. So I'm happy to announce that they are stably housed now. They still have issues. I have a client who recently received a Social Security disability, and I only have one more client that we're working on to get some income. So it's pretty exciting to see the progress.
What are the main services you provide a client?
We provide, linking people to services in the community. Since the kitchen is basically a housing agency now. It used to be when I first began work there, it was a campus, and we had a medical clinic, we had thrift stores, we had a furniture outlet, we had a food pantry, we had all that. But things have changed in the last 6 years to where there's other agencies in the community doing all of those things. So we are focusing on getting people in their housing, and then we provide links and transportation or whatever they need to get those services that they need.
Is there a time limit on the amount of time you can serve your clients?
No, not with Shelter Plus. With other programs there is. There can be 45 days to 90 days to, I forget how many years they can be in the other programs, but there's no time limit on Shelter Plus. One of the things I do on Shelter Plus is I refer them to the Housing Authority of Springfield so that they can get on Section 8. All of my clients are on the Section 8 wait list now, and it takes a long time. It takes, they've been on it 2.5 years, most of them, and now they're finally getting up to the top of the list. When that happens, they will receive assistance with their income, just like they are on Shelter Plus, but they will get off of our program, graduate out, and at Beacon Village I'll still be a case manager over there, so I can still serve people as they need, but it'll open the way for others to come on Shelter Plus when they get off. So it's a good program.
Do you interact with the community in your job? If so, what does that look like?
I do. I interact a lot. As a matter of fact, there's so much leeway. I can, make phone calls. Here at McLaren Villas is different. I don't have a caseload here, but I help people with the same resources. But I was able to establish yoga classes and, classes from senior age. We've recently had the Missouri State University nurses come out and give classes on nutrition and exercise. And we have bingo here every other, the second Thursdays of each month. We have bingo. And folks have really enjoyed. They go to Downstream Casino. They have a really big time. But yeah, I can call up any agency. I'm trying to work with the beauty schools and try to get some instructors, to have the students come out and maybe do haircuts and nails for the folks. And so, yeah.
What is the best thing about being a social worker?
The best thing is, when I first began, I always thought sometimes you're not going to realize the things that you do, but I realize them every day. For instance, there's a lot of change. Change is very disruptive for a lot of our clients, and it's very uncomfortable. And property management has changed. I mean, we've had, just in the year I've been here, we've had 5 property managers. So they'll come up to me and they'll go, "You're our constant," and they're so glad that I am here to, be that shoulder. They can come in and talk. I had a woman come in yesterday. Her son's in the hospital. He's very sick. He's an alcoholic. And, she just comes in to kind of get herself together, and have somebody to talk to. And so I think that's one of the most rewarding things, is just seeing the progress of people, seeing somebody get their Social Security disability that they've been denied twice, waited years to get that. Seeing people just their health improve because they have medical services that they didn't have when they were out on the street. And so there's so many benefits. So I encourage fellow social workers, to be that constant when there's change in the structure of even their own agency. We've had a lot of turnover at the kitchen, but we have a lot of people that stand, they're there for the long haul. And I'm one of those. I really am there. It's a commitment. And it's rewarding.
Is there anything that you would like as a social worker to be better?
The pay. but here's the thing with the pay. Okay. I knew when I was getting into social work that it wouldn't be like business management. I used to be in business management, and this is what I really wanted to do. And here's the trade-off. I always wanted to volunteer and do volunteer work in the community, but I never had time. I was always working or doing other things or too tired. And I just feel that, the trade-off for the money, it's kind of like doing my volunteer service, and it's a win-win situation. We have good benefits, too.
For future social workers, what are the best characteristics you feel they should exhibit to be successful?
Repeat that, please.
For future social workers, what are the best characteristics you feel they should exhibit to be successful?
Well, one of the things, one of the many things I think about is the way that we treat our clients, because our values and our, just what we are is different, than other people, and they have different needs. So meeting our clients where they are, serving them with what they need, even though they're not making good choices, but to be there for them, even when they make those bad choices, that they can constantly come back to you, and feel free to do that and not intimidated. One of the things about social work that I remember when I was in school being, that old saying, be true to your school, be true to your degree, because I had a situation when I was working at the hospital that I think it was in March, they celebrated Social Work Month. And they said at one of our all staff, everybody who's a social worker, please stand up. We want to, show you some honor and whatever. And all these case managers stood up, and they weren't social workers. And you will notice a big difference between social workers and those who have a criminal justice degree that may be, a social service worker of some sort. There's a big difference. And that's why I love social work, because it's so comprehensive. And it's so all-encompassing, and it makes you a better social service worker, And so when all those case managers stood up, it really bothered me because I was the only social worker there. And I had to stand up. I stood up and I said, in the social service field, just because you're there, people think you're a social worker. And that's not true. And so I was as nervous as anything because this big group of people. But I said it takes special qualities to be a social worker. And another thing is when you get that degree, it's against the law to call yourself a social worker if you're not a social worker. And I brought that to their attention. That's a very serious thing. Like, you wouldn't call yourself a doctor if you don't have that PhD. And I said, it's the same thing. And I got laughed at. The director said, oh, call yourselves whatever you want, and she kind of laughed it off. But I say be true to your degree and be proud of it, because it's not like just any other degree.
These are all the questions that we have.
Okay.
Thank you.
You're welcome.